leeway to talk, but we'll definitely have to back it forward.
Yeah, I'm excited. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Love Bay Afrobeat Music Talk Radio. My name is Shon Williams, aka Mr. President. And this is the Safe Room. It's a safe space for entrepreneurs, business owners, anyone who has a story here in Toronto to talk about their professional stories. And today we have a fantastic guest. Now, I feel like I gotta give a proper intro for this wonderful lady I have here today. So I'm gonna do my due diligence when it comes to that. So she is a wealth and business builder, licensed financial advisor, and founder of the Gemini Blueprint and chair of the Caribbean Network. First off, like that first sentence alone just lets you know she is not playing. She is all about her business. Her work sits at the intersection of financial empowerment. Listen, we've been having lots of conversation on finance over the last couple of months. So she's here to double down and probably like set the bar even higher. So I mean, I'm super excited. We just connected a while back, and you know, this is gonna be a nice little back and forth conversation. You know us here at the Safe Room. It's nothing but vibes, 10 on 10. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have Christina in the building. Christina, how are you doing?
I am so well, Shon. Thank you very much for having me today. It is nothing but a pleasure. Let me start by saying thank you.
Yeah, of course. So, yeah, I'm excited too. You know, obviously, like this was actually something that kind of happened last minute, but I'll be honest, you were gonna come on the show regardless. So I'm glad you came on.
Right now, yeah, within what it was like 72 hours, maybe.
Yeah.
No, but those are the leaps of faith that I think lead to the best experiences in life. So I had to.
Yeah. Honestly, you saved me. You saved me this week. I thought, like, am I have to go solo?
Oh my gosh, that's all right. It's great to finally have a chance to chat with you, and congrats on such an outstanding platform and being able to do what you do here, because as a fellow entrepreneur in this space, I mean, this is exactly what we love and what really you thrive on is exactly this, and being able to support, being able to chat with each other, to network, talk, go back and forth. So thank you for having me.
Of course. I
Yeah.
see our chat is getting active as well. Chanel,
Ooh.
she's like saying back in the chat where I belong. So for people who don't know, last week I interviewed her, and like that was like the first time I interviewed my sister in like 4 years because I needed a guest. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how was it?
It was super fun. Honestly, she's like, listen, I got you for that time, but never again. Like I'll probably be gone for another 4 years.
That's great. I love that. Well, hi. Send us some questions or send us whatever you'd like to hear us talk about.
Yeah, definitely for sure. I mean, again, the chat is always active. It really depends on the day. Sometimes it's like they'll be quiet and very just in the background. Other times it's like super lit.
Yeah. I love it. That's great.
Perfect. So yeah, like I mentioned, we're gonna be talking about some of the work that you do. It's a lot of amazing stuff. The Caribbean Network, that's gonna be the main talking point. So we're gonna get into the nitty gritty with that. I know for anyone in the Caribbean, I hope y'all are listening. This conversation is for you. Is for anyone who's repping Caribbean. This is the conversation for you. So I'm definitely excited for that. But before we get into the main questions, we have to start things off with our opening segment, the hot seat.
Yes. Let's get into it. Put me in the hot seat. Put me in the hot seat. Let's go.
Honestly, I feel like you'll be fine. Like I say hot seat, but like it's very like lukewarm.
Oh, okay. Let's get warm. I'm excited.
All right, perfect. So, outside the work that you do, tell me something about yourself in one sentence.
I'm a creative. I love music. Is my first language, I'll say, before English. Music to me has saved me through so much. It's taught me so much. It's allowed me to feel so much, express myself, and I think that is really the core as to why I pursued entrepreneurship in the way that I do, and I have in as many different fields as I have. It's just my creativity and wanting to to just know a lot about a lot. And I come from the artistic side, the musical side. I grew up in a very institutionalized community where music and uh, growing up as a singer, growing up as a musician, and carrying yourself a certain way within those institutions, within temples, like religious institutions, particularly. I've done that my whole life, and that has just shown me community, and community has led me to entrepreneurship. So at the core, I'll say outside of my work, I love music related events. I go to a lot. Like my entire weekends are just events. I sing at different events. I go to my friends' events. I love to support different people's events. I would like to do concerts and things like that, but time is of essence in today's life. But yeah, I think outside of my work, a sentence that I would describe myself to be is I'm a creative, and I love to meet the like-minded as well, because I think there's just so much. There's so much to learn about humans, and it's fascinating. Yeah.
Wow. Honestly, in the history of that segment, that is the most well put, most beautifully. I'm not even joking. Like, usually people will give like one sentence. It's like, oh yeah. And then
Oh
I'll
my
probably like,
God.
okay, could you like elaborate more? But you went into like this soliloquy of just like
Oh my
I'm like,
goodness.
wait
I'm
a
a
second.
yapper.
I'm thinking to
Sorry.
myself, like, no, I love it. Listen, we want our people to yap. If you have the time, please yap. That's the time for you. But
I love
honestly,
it.
if you're answering like that, I'm like, oh yeah, this is about to be like a top 5 episode of all time, low key.
Yes. You're so funny, Sean. Yeah, man. Yeah, my brain works at like 100 miles. I'm a Gemini, and like we'll talk a bit about that because I think that plays into it a little bit. But yeah, my mind works just 100 miles an hour, and I have to connect, and I have to meet people, and that's just what I do. So
Mm,
mm,
I feel
that's
you.
what,
I feel you. That's
yeah.
good. That's good to hear. So, okay. So, my next question I want to ask you is,
Yeah.
what was your welcome to business moment for you? So, when you got started with everything, what was the one thing that just made you say, like, well, I guess we're doing this. Like, welcome to business. Like, it
Mhm.
is what it is. Like, what would you say it was for you? Because I feel like it's a question that I want to ask everyone, but I feel like for you, especially how much you accomplished, I'm very curious what that moment was for you.
Yeah. This is a good question. My welcome to business moment would have been when I went to visit Guyana last year, and seeing two things: seeing the economic growth that was happening and that was possible, and then just hearing about the way that things were historically and the way things have gone in the past. Seeing it and seeing the infrastructure starting to be built, seeing progress in different ways really really opened my mind to something that I had never really seen before, because here in Canada, I was born in Canada, but my parents are from Guyana. They moved to Canada in the 90s, and I had never really gone back before to really see much or to know much about where they come from or what they did, or really who they are and that kind of stuff. And when I went back, we visited for about a month, and we stayed with family, and I really got to live the life and to live the lifestyle and see where I came from. And that's the other side of it. But seeing where my parents came from and seeing how far we've come and what I have today, and how I can utilize that. So I think that was kind of my welcome to business moment. Plus, my uncle he's a businessman as well. He's in entrepreneurship. He does a bunch of different things. So he, was putting all these things into my head about the possibilities that are there, the money, etc. And I just started thinking, I was like, wow, like there's so much more, like there's more to the world. There's more to the world. And I always knew that, but that that trip had really solidified that there was more to the world beyond just traveling like recreationally and for a vacation. There was more to see for business. So I think that was my welcome to business moment. And then from that trip, which was the end of the summer last year, From then, I started looking at entrepreneurship, and I was introduced to my brokerage a few months after that. And I am a woman of faith, so I do believe God sends things in divine timing. And from there, I've just kind of been on a roll since last year to now, and I've just been meeting people. And that's been the number one thing that I've learned as well through business is like, it's relationships, it's who you know. And
Yeah.
this entire conversation here was through somebody that we both knew mutually. You and I don't know each other whatsoever, and we happen to know just one guy who put it together, right? And that's the art of business, and I just think that's fascinating. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was my
100%.
question.
Yeah, thank you. Honestly, like I try my best. There's just weeks where it's like I'll write down something and I think to myself,
Yeah,
like, does this work?
yeah, that's a great one. That makes you think about like, wow, nice, Sean, nice. Yeah, good. I
Thank
like
you.
this. I like this. This is making my brain work. I like this.
Yeah, I
Cool.
love the positivity in the room. Like we're getting a lot of positive vibes.
Absolutely. All the time, man. All the time.
Perfect. So the next question I have here is I want you to share an interesting fact about yourself that you don't usually share with anyone.
Ooh. That I don't really share with anyone. I do share this, but I guess not really to the depth that I really do understand it. But I'm a little bit. I love psychology. I love astronomy, and I love astrology as kind of my three main peaks of interest. And I grew up watching a lot of YouTube videos about space. I love learning about astronomy. I don't even know why. I just liked learning about all the fun facts and all the trivials and all of the thousands of YouTube videos of all the Saturn documentaries and space documentaries and all this stuff. I just was fascinated by it. And I also was fascinated then by astrology because astrology is also the study of the stars and then how they move. And that essentially leads into you being able to track the stars in a certain way. And that leads to astronomy, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I'm actually very, very, very much into learning about astronomy within myself and learning about my horoscope. And I have learned how to read my birth chart on a much more like microscopic scientific level and learning about the patterns and how you recognize things and uh, just yeah, just all of the yin and the yang of life, the lights and the dark, like just the combination of everything. Yeah, I'm very fascinated by the esoteric and like the spiritual, the psychology of the stars and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I love that.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
actually good to hear. I mean, honestly, like
yeah,
like when it comes to horoscopes, like I don't know much. Honestly, I'm not someone that's like
yeah.
fully deep into it. So all I know is like I'm a
That's okay.
Scorpio.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's good. It's not it's very complex. Like I'll be honest, like it is a science. It's very, very, very complex. Like I don't get into the very like generic surface level taboo stereotypical stuff to the horoscopes, but when you get super into it, it's a very scientific way to study the stars. So I think it's pretty cool. But
All right, that's
yeah.
good to hear. I think that's also a very original answer. I don't think anyone has
Yeah.
actually given that answer as like a very
Hey.
interesting fact. So
Well, there you go. It is interesting then. That's funny.
perfect, perfect. Okay, going on to the final question for this hot seat segment. What is your personal safe room? So, what is a safe space? And this safe space could be physical, it could be mental, that allows you to be your authentic self.
My safe space would be my room, like my bedroom itself, my bed specifically. I love being in my bed. I love to sleep, even though I do a lot. I love to sleep, and I love to take a nap. So my bed, and then I would say my mind, is my personal safe room. There's a lot that that we undergo as human beings in general, and there's so much that you can control and so much that you cannot control. So learning how to be within my mind and learning how to be content with that, be stay positive in that, like you had mentioned, and stay in a good state of mind and a state of being there is something that I like to focus on. So I would say my mind, and then one more. Occasionally, a stage when I do have to sing, or if I am performing somewhere and it's really good vibes, or like I like the other musicians and we all are able to get along very well and the room and the energy is good, the audience likes what they're hearing. That I would say is also like the moment in time where everything stops and I'm like, wow, this is cool, this is my safe space. So yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that so much. I see Chanel also mentioned, I love sleeping. It's truly the best.
Yeah, girl, I love it. So
hmm It's something
good.
about sleeping that's just like, I feel like if you hate sleeping, it's just like, I mean, I guess it is what it is, but it's like, who hates sleeping really?
Yeah, you can never go wrong with a good nap. Never. Or with it. Never.
100%. Anyway, yeah, that's basically the hot seat. Honestly, I love your answers. All of them were like so well thought together, like, which is crazy.
uh, yeah, my brain just strings things together, honestly.
I mean, that's good. Like you said, it's always working. It's that Gemini mindset.
Yeah, it don't end. Keeps going. Pros and
hmm
cons to that though, but it yeah.
Definitely, for sure. So again, for people who are just coming in right now, we're having a conversation with Christina here on the Safe Room on Love Bay Radio. It's been entertaining so far, to say the most, like even more. It's been super entertaining, and we're going to be getting into a little bit more about your stuff, the stuff that you do with the Caribbean Network, because that was something that I was looking forward to talk about. But before we get into that, I feel like I have to make this quick announcement. So again, as I've been reiterating for the last couple of weeks, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching the show, which if you haven't, you can start now. Don't worry, you can catch up. But this upcoming Saturday, the September 20th, we are having our celebration event for the Safe Room. Cheers to 5. It's going to be a wonderful time. So for anyone who's listening to my audience, if you haven't got your ticket, I don't know what's taking you so long. You should have got your tickets since yesterday, since last week, since I dropped the first post. It should have been a done deal. I mean, Christina's gonna be there, Chanel's gonna be there, like everyone's gonna be there. You and your mother is gonna be there. So
Everybody.
exactly. So you guys need to get your tickets. If you want to get your tickets, go to my Instagram at the Safe Room Official so you guys can RSVP. There's gonna be so much going on. Again, September 20th from 6 to 11, taking place at 309 Cherry Street. Shout out to Toronto Podcast for allowing us to have our event in their space. So it's going to be vibes. It's going to be vibes.
Vibes.
100%. Yep, lit. So going on to now the main question. So
Yeah.
Christina, you did talk about it a bit that you were born in Canada, but your parents are from Guyana. So maybe you want to talk a little bit about like just your experience, with the Caribbean growing up as a child and just what memories you have, and how did a part of your experience ignite the spark to create something like the Caribbean Network? Because I had to go and you know me, I had to do my research, I had to do my digging, and I saw like, oh, it's like a business directory. Like I know someone who has like is in the same field as you. Shout out to Joe from Real Ones. We've actually had him on the podcast before.
I've spoken with Joe from Real Ones. I was thinking about him today, actually, that I have to message him. It's so crazy that you're saying this. I have chatted with him like in the past few months. He knows about the Caribbean Network. We're gonna collab and partner like later on. But
There
what?
you have it. I love that. Bringing people together.
Oh my goodness. Sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Oh,
no, I love that. I love that. I love that you two have
wow.
been keeping it in conversations. Honestly, that was something I was gonna bring up, but now that it's like, okay, we're definitely gonna talk about it a little bit deeper. Like, we need to figure out like what's the plans for that.
Yes. Look at it. It is a Caribbean network. Damn. Sorry, not. Wow. It is a Caribbean network because look at that. Everybody is connected. Everybody knows each other.
100%. Yeah, so I mean,
Mhm.
again, talk about your Caribbean background, or talk about what your experience was like in the Caribbean growing up, and how did a part of your experience ignite something like the Caribbean Network?
Yeah, great question. My experience growing up in the Caribbean. So I grew up in Canada. Cannot say I grew up within, of course, the geographics of the Caribbean. But I did grow up with parents who came from Guyana, from an immigrant household. They migrated here in the 90s. They left during the Burnham time, which was a time within politics, and just a time historically for Guyana. So they were coming for a certain lifestyle when they came here, and they came looking for better opportunity, came looking for work, for money, for an opportunity at family, for an opportunity to provide their kids with education, with the things that they couldn't have. The immigrant story usually. So that was their story. They had my brother when they were in Guyana, and then as soon as they came to Canada, they got off the plane and just started working. And my dad was working within furniture refinishing. He did a couple of other things, but his specialty lied within like refinishing. So he would repaint tables. He would mix the colors so that they would match perfectly. He would stain tables back, gloss them over for a lot of different high professional private corporations or business owners, different business entities, downtown Toronto, law firms, courts, dining tables, cabinets, blah, blah, blah. So he did a lot of that kind of stuff. And then my mom got into banking. And she worked at BMO for the first, I want to say 10 to 12 to 15 years that she was here. And then she switched to CIBC, and then now she's with CIBC. So her background lies within banking, and she utilized a lot of the resources that were available here within Canada specifically. And yeah, they went off to, to have the kind of, my experience with them was honestly like I would just go to school, and my childhood was my grandparents. We also had the blessing to live with my grandparents. My dad is the eldest child, and in the Caribbean tradition, the eldest son usually takes care of his parents if that's something that he's able to do. So my dad, he did that. So we lived with my grandparents as well. So my parents were able to focus on their working, while my grandparents essentially, they helped out with me and my brother, and being able to take us to school, drop us off, take care of us, etc., to feed us, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, there was a lot that I learned about like work ethic through that subconsciously as a child. And then on top of that, they also heavily influenced God and being in temple. I am Hindu by faith. And then we always went to temple every Sunday. That was the mandatory. And because I had an affinity to music, and within temples and within that organization, there's a heavy influence of music and a heavy push for youths being able to learn the traditions and being able to take it on, to sing, to learn, and share it with their community and their friends and that kind of stuff. So I heavily grew up in a community environment where we all supported each other, and we would come in congregation and we would sit and we would, sing, and we would talk and we would laugh and we would talk about life and we would talk about scripture. We would talk about ways to reassess life, ways to change your perspective on life from negative and positive, and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I just was very into it from right away. And I got very into musical lessons, and I learned how to sing. And then I started getting classically trained through South Indian classically trained musicians. So I have a background in that as well. And just long story short, I just learned so much about culture. I learned so much about community. I learned so much about how when you combine those two things and you work hard and you're a good person and you do the right thing, that takes you places, and that's your network, and that's how you can really build. And sometimes somebody who can help you out, or sometimes somebody who can help your cousin out, or someone who needs this person. So I kind of had that heavy like influence of community and like outreach just from young. And the Caribbean Network, now fast forward many, many years, was founded by my wonderful friend Victoria. And she decided that she wanted to facilitate an environment in which youth can develop professionally and personally, and they can connect with other professionals who have already established themselves in different fields and different industries. So that was her passion, and she kind of gathered us together, a few of the board members. She posted out a post to social media, and I happened to be one of the persons who reached out to her. We were friends prior, but I didn't know that she was the chair when I had applied. So when I found out she was the chair, I was like, oh my gosh, you got me, girl. Like, that's so funny. But yeah, so long story short, I was appointed to director of the advocacy and inclusion department, and for about 3 years we did some networking events. We launched some mentorship programs where we partnered youth with professionals like real estate industry. There was a dance like workshop that we did with a creative dancer. We did a event as well where we hosted like vendors from different businesses, and they all came through. We got a DJ, music, food. It was vibes. Just had like a networking event. And through all of that, a few years passed by, and the chair decided that she was going to pursue her endeavors professionally, and she wanted to pass off the Caribbean Network to someone, and she offered it to me, and I said, all right, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. I take that with a lot of love, a lot of respect, a lot of pride, and I have to do something with this. So I thought about it for a few months, and then again, just going back to my brain and how I thought about how I can utilize like my skills, right? Because that's how I think that I would have been successful, is bringing it back to me and my passion to utilize the vision. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
utilize
I
my
feel you.
skills to execute the vision, rather, right? So yeah, so long story short, I decided I want to revamp the business directory, because I know so many people who are entrepreneurs just from being so involved in the community, who are
Yeah.
all creators in different spaces, right? Like, yes, me in my day to day, I'm in finance, but when I come off of that, I am a creative, and I love to sing, and I love to meet like-minded, and I love to meet Caribbean people, and I love to connect with them.
Hmm.
And that's my drive. So yeah, so I just kind of connected the two, and I thought, all right, this is something that I can passionately pursue. And
Yeah.
yeah,
You could kind of like meet in the middle in a way, between
exactly.
both. Yeah, I hear you. Honestly, like just hearing everything, like the grind doesn't stop with you. It's just like it keeps
Yeah,
going and
it
going
keeps
and going.
going, man. The connections keep coming up, and yeah, and then I just started to outreach. I said, you know what, I need a platform, like I need a directory, but I can't build a directory. And I'll be honest, like I
Yeah.
tried. It was that is a skill in itself, and I love the fact that there's someone out there who is going to be skilled enough to do it for me.
Hmm.
So I just started to outreach. I started to network, started to chat with people, and I found a designer who created a brand new platform for me. It's beautiful, and I can't wait to be able to continue to do that, just on the grander scale. So
Yeah.
that's what it is, and that's where we're at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great to hear. And like you mentioned a couple things, how like with your parents they instilled like work ethic within
Yes.
you, and like I definitely see that because like just hearing everything that you've done, like even just some of the things you got to do like growing up as a child, like the the singing aspect. Like I feel like the more you keep bringing it up, the more I want to just like, hey, we need to hear like a little sample. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna put you on the spot. Don't worry. But like I feel like the more you keep bringing it up, I feel like it's like the question's gonna fly out of my mouth at some point.
It's
But
so funny.
so but no, like I think it's super important for like anyone who has like amazing parents like you do to keep instilling that drive to like chase your dreams or like be consistent in what you're doing, you know. And I think also like, you know, with your drive, your belief in faith as well, I think that all goes in together. Like you said, God has like created a plan,
Yes.
a pathway for you. And you know, I love how it's starting to be told beautifully in a way where it's like, okay, I'm seeing the
Yes.
reap of my
Exactly.
rewards and everything like that. So
Yeah, beautifully said, Sean. Exactly that. Yeah, that I think is why I can speak on it just kind of like as it cycles is because genuinely like it's just kind of unfolding one by one by one by one, and it's been positive so far. So like I'm letting it unfold, you know?
yeah, definitely. I hope everyone's got their pens out because like we're dropping like some wisdom in this conversation.
Amazing.
Okay, so my next question, and you know, you mentioned about, you know, you when building the directory was like, yeah, like I need some help. You know, obviously, like it takes a
Mhm.
lot of effort. But I did want to ask, like, when it comes to building a directory, and even though maybe you have much knowledge on it, but I guess what are some, I guess, direct and indirect components that as a team you guys try to address? So, for example, like what do some of the conversations look like when maybe a business owner wants to connect with you? It's like, hey, I want to join the directory. Like, what does that look like? Something that's like a little bit more direct compared to, let's say you have a list of businesses that have signed up. Like, is it just getting them signed up and, you know, just continue that relationship in a way? It's like, hey, maybe they have a milestone, like let's celebrate with them. We don't want to just be that like, hey, you sign up, okay, now we own you. It's like we do nothing. It's like, no, it's like it's also family, like you mentioned, it's community coming together. So like whatever is like a win for you, it's our win. We're sharing it with you, we're supporting you along that way. So I guess talk about some of the direct and indirect components when it comes
Yeah.
to building that directory for the Caribbean network.
Great question. Directly, I would say I actually had somebody like ask me the other day if the site is something uh, that would be eligible for him, and I said absolutely. And that was based on a couple different things. It was based on the fact that I knew him uh through community, and I did have a prior relationship with him, but it wasn't one that was super close. I had seen him at a few of the events that I do sing at, that I perform at, and P had reached out and just said, you know what, like I'm not sure if this is something that would be a fit, but I would love to, you know, chop it up with you. So I said, yeah, absolutely. um and I think that I had said that subconsciously just based on the fact that he was somebody who had always communicated with me. He was very clear. When I see him, it's always very kind, very polite, very integral man, very creative. And and I say all that to say that when I look for somebody who I am looking for the Caribbean network, I look for somebody who I can build a relationship with. And I look for somebody who is looking to build that relationship with me as well. And that's it, really and truly. And I try not to overcomplicate it. Of course, there's Caribbean, I guess, if you really want me to break it down into the stereotypes of specifications, you know, and that of who I'm looking for. But on a deeper scale, because I'm a deeper, complex kind of person, I'll say that really what I'm looking for, you know, is just somebody like you and I to just have these conversations around what are your goals? How can I support you? You know my goals. How can you support me? And
Right.
if we can do it now, great. If not, then at least you know that I'm out here doing my thing and you're out, and now I know you're out here doing your thing. And if the time comes, the time comes. If not, there's room for everybody. There's room for
Yeah.
everybody in their own space. So directly, talking just with transparency, with honesty, with that clear communication, establishing the foundation and the core values of communicating as an entrepreneur. And that I've had to learn as I've become an entrepreneur in the last few months in a rapid speed is the way I articulate myself. I've sat with a lot of people that were in much higher places than me in the last few months who have said, Christina, you don't know what you're talking about. And they said, Christina, like you're all over the place though. So really just always being able to just kind of have these open conversations, and just be straightforward about like what we're up to, and I have those conversations like with the board as well, right? And that I will be having with the future for the people who I would like to work with on the board as well, right? Just yeah. So that's how I say correct.
And just to jump in before you kind of talk about the indirect, you mentioned how like you had those conversations with people where they just looked at you and said, like, Christina, like, again, like what is we doing? And honestly, I think those are very important calls, because sometimes some people may say that and it may come off as like, oh, they're just like being disrespectful, but it's more of like, they're giving you like constructive criticism. It's like, okay, listen, like focus on one thing, and then eventually, you'll be able to go on to something else. Like when I got started with everything with the show, I had so many different ideas. I said, oh, I want to like do this. I want to like take this to the next level. And then it was like doing 9 separate things at once. It's like, hold on, like Shon, like I appreciate your vision, the way you're thinking. It's like, if you do everything at once, you're gonna crash and burn. Just focus on one thing, and everything else will come as it goes.
Yep, you're so right. Yeah, I've heard you're dreaming too high, come back down to earth. Oh yeah, I've heard it. And yeah, like to your point, being coachable, and then understanding like how you can take these little things and not take it to heart too. Not that took me a long time as well, but that's another conversation. Like the mental toll of entrepreneurship.
Oh man, yeah, that is.
We won't even get to that. But
yeah, like, we're not going to dive into that because it's going to turn into like a therapy
that's going to be a
session.
whole next thing. Yeah, so let me not even. Yeah, but anyways, just yeah.
100%. So talk about quickly about the indirect.
Indirect, I would say, is like my marketing. I did study some marketing as well when I was in school, and I was very piqued by how successful businesses can become through marketing specifically, and how like if you don't actually track the marketing itself on like a systematic scale, the stats, the math, if you don't track the numbers, the metrics, thank you very much, the metrics, when you really get down to it, eventually when you get serious, you got to start tracking that stuff. And I'm not a numbers girl, but I had to start, and that helped like to refocus the plan. That helped to refocus me to bring back the vision. So I think directly plus indirectly, having that clear communication of what you want, even if you don't know what you want, just talking until you figure it out, right? And just always trying to get just more refined on it, plus the marketing of yourself and your platform and your business and you and your network. So those two together, I think, will build a great business trajectory. Or I'm hoping. We'll see.
Hey, don't say hope. It's gonna happen. You kind of pray on it and say like it will happen.
It is happening. It's already done, actually.
Exactly. It's already done. You guys haven't seen it yet because it happened so fast, but it's done.
It's done. Yeah. I can't even take it back now.
No, honestly, I totally agree in terms of like when it comes to marketing, because like I've had a couple of years working like in marketing, whether it's been like community work or helping small businesses with like little things like brand messaging and again social media marketing as well. And like metrics are like, it's such a tricky thing because it's like, and here's the thing, you say you're not a numbers person. I'm the complete opposite. I'm a math guy. Like
Yeah.
I love math. That was my subject. But I think
Right.
even when it comes to numbers, it's also when it comes to like social media, certain numbers you have to be a little bit more mindful of. So obviously, like before people like, oh, it's how much likes you get, stuff
Yeah.
like that. When it's like, no, I mean, sure, like that's cool, but you could
Yeah.
get like 1,000 likes, but then what is
Okay.
the conversion on that? Are people
Yeah.
actually going to like check out your page? If you're doing a call to action, are people going to respond to
Exactly.
that? So like now I look at things of like, okay, who's reposting my
Mhm.
stuff, which is like a new feature that they now add on Instagram. It took
Yes.
forever, but
Right.
now they're doing it. Like
Yeah.
who's reposting it, or like who's saving my posts? Like those are things that I'm looking into, or like
Yes.
even things like, hey, just newsletters. Like, are people clicking on the links? What's the click
Mhm.
rate? What's the click through
Mhm.
rate? Like, what's going into that? I think those are things that every business owner, every entrepreneur has to think of. Because even for myself, like, don't get me wrong, sometimes I would get super giddy. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm getting like all these like. But at the end of the day, it's like, honestly, and like I'm guilty too. I will scroll down and I would like something, but at the end of the day, I'll just move on with it because it's
Yeah.
like it doesn't entice me to
Yeah.
like learn more. So I think I have to get out of
Yeah.
my own head. It's like, well, if I'm my own victim, then I shouldn't be upset when no one else is like, oh, why aren't you clicking my link? Why aren't you doing this? And it's like,
Mhm.
well, post something that's gonna make me want to go on to step 2. Don't just do step 1
Yeah.
and think like I'm just gonna fall for the bait.
Yep. That's a great point. Yeah, there's so much behind like marketing. There's psychology, there's like like knowing the audience, knowing your goal. And just yeah, so much. But it's a fascinating like it's fascinating. Like really and truly.
Mm-hmm.
Once you have someone that knows the hang of how you understand it, I think you're set, There's
100%, 100%. I see Chanel also said hashtag, but what is the conversion? We have to put that on a shirt, honestly. Like, just sell it as like safer merch. Like, what is
what
the
is the
conversion?
conversion? Oh my gosh, what is the conversion? That's
I love that. I
great.
love that. Okay. Going on to the next question, and this is something I really wanted to ask you. So when I
Yeah.
was going through your website and I saw how it talked about the like just what you guys do, there was one word that you mentioned, and that was fragmentation. And I thought to
Mhm.
myself, wow, that's like a very powerful word
Yeah.
right there, like fragmentation. So I guess I want to ask you, why do you believe there's a fragmentation within the Caribbean community in Toronto, particularly towards acquiring like financial and business resources? That's something I want to ask you. But before you answer that, this has
Wow.
never happened, and usually I'm on top of my game. My laptop's about to die, so I'll be back. It'll probably be like 30 seconds. I'm not gonna go away anywhere. Just hang on tight,
But
Christina,
entertain
guys.
the crowd.
Yes, it's just hang on tight.
Okay.
If you want to mingle with the people, cool. I'll be right
Okay.
back, guys. I should have had my charger with me, but I don't want it to
I
be
got
where
you.
like we're having the conversation and then like
Yeah.
just like it just dies. So I'll be right back. Just give me a
All right.
second.
We got you. Hello, everybody. My name is Christina. Welcome. I wonder if you can still see me. You can still see me. I can't see you guys, to be honest, or your comments, unfortunately. But nonetheless, welcome to the pod tonight. I hope you're enjoying me and Sean's conversation. My name is Christina. I talk to myself. No, don't say that. I was gonna say an intrusive thought, but I'm not gonna say. I was gonna say I talk to myself a lot, so I've really been practicing this. This feels, and I've always wanted to make YouTube videos, so this just feels like a YouTube video that I'm making in real time. But nonetheless, I hope you're all having a blessed night, a wonderful Thursday. Um, yeah, the weather's been nice.
All right, I'm
Weather's been
back. So
alrighty.
sorry about that. Usually I have my charger charged in, and I was
Oh
like, okay,
god.
you know what? It's at like 70%. I'm like, we'll be fine. And
What's
then
your
I see
favorite
like,
song at the moment? Sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead. I see Chanel asking the question. Yeah, what is your favorite song at the moment? Just to pass some time.
Oh, it's a Brazilian TikTok song, actually. I can't pronounce it.
Okay,
But it's a
interesting.
Brazilian TikTok song. I don't know if I can, I don't know if I should, I don't know. but it's very good. Another song would be, what's yours, Sean? Do you have one?
Oh man.
Like mine changes every day, girl. What's
That's the thing.
yours? What's your
Right.
guys' favorite song? Drop it in the comments.
Honestly, right now, it has to be probably from that new Giveon album. I can tell. Oh
Ooh.
my gosh. I've been spinning that song like crazy.
He is good. He is good. That's some good music. He makes some good music.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
It's
But
yeah.
I'm back, guys. I'm sorry for the delay.
Oh,
Usually I have
yes.
my stuff on lock, but today was just it's been a long day. It's been a long day. Yeah. And she don't want to be funny with the jokes. I can tell, no pun intended. See, listen, Christina, if you were here last week, like Chanel was like very humble. Now that she's back in the chat, she can be joking with me and like
Yeah.
you know, it's all good that like it's my sister, it's nothing but love. So
Love it.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll just re-ask the question again. So why do you believe there is a fragmentation when it comes to the Caribbean community in Toronto, and maybe a particular on like financial resources or business resources? Because I hear a lot of people that I know, it's like I'm trying to find like a grant or loan, or I'm trying to get some funding, or maybe like for someone who's just getting started, it's like, oh, I want to have like mentorship or ways of like just, I don't know, starting a business plan. There's always two sides of the spectrum. There's the ones who are like startups and just getting into it, who's kind of leaning to more business resources. And then you have those who have been doing it for a while. They've experienced like sales and profit, but now it's like, I need some more money to probably expand and, scalability. So like, what is something that you see in terms of like a fragmentation between that when it comes to the Caribbean community in Toronto?
Great question. I'm gonna be even more particular when I answer this question than I already have been. Because this is a very, I don't want to say sensitive. It's not necessarily sensitive, but this is a conversation that I want to be very.
And listen, if you just need to say it,
I
just
don't know
say
what
it.
the word is. Sorry, I'm saying too much now. Okay.
Honestly, it's a safe space. Just say what you need to say. Sometimes if it sounds messy, it's okay.
Okay. Well, so I do believe that there is a fragmentation in the ability that or on the ability that the Caribbean community and some within the Caribbean community have when it comes to financial education, financial literacy, and the resources that are available within the institutions that we are shown here, both the government and the public sector and the private sector. I'll speak to Ontario. I'll speak to Toronto. I'm very new to the financial industry, but what in the past few months that I have been exploring taking the conversation of finance towards my community, I will only speak for my experience, but my experience taking that conversation around finance, around the resources available, around wealth, around protection, around what options are actually out there, beyond what we've been taught by our parents, beyond what we've been taught by our grandparents, beyond what we've been taught by our friends and our family and by their parents, or what we've been taught by school, or what we've been taught by the public, or just what we've been taught beyond just ourselves learning, right? Because who is better to speak on anything than yourself about something that you could know and about your education. So when I have taken this conversation back to my community, it's been very hit or miss. There's a lot who understand, there's a lot who are not interested, there's a lot who are skeptical to the entire industry because of a lot of different reasons. I'm not even gonna start to get into that because they're valid. They're 100%. They are all valid. And this conversation is very delicate and important to me because I really want everyone to know that there's so much more out there than we're meant to know in so many different ways in life. So much more out there. So much
Mm-hmm.
more out there on a fundamental core, on a emotional, physical, mental, spiritual, on all the different planes, on all the different types of things you can think of. There's so much more to learn. Life is a never-ending journey of education, and it if you open your mind to that, you'll realize just how much there is to utilize. And I say all of that to say that recently I, have stepped into becoming a financial advisor, and my number one goal is being able to put people like you and me, Shon, in a position where our kids, if we would like to have kids, or even just ourselves, right? Because with let's just call it for what it is. With what's going on in the world right now, I mean, how can you see past the end of the year? I've had to ask myself that many times. I can't even see past paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes I can't see past the end of the month. I can't see past the end of the year. And reframing this entire conversation around why it's important for us to care about our finance on a deeper level, and
Mm.
why why does it make you uncomfortable? Figuring out why it makes you uncomfortable, if it does. And if it doesn't, great. Then how are we gonna utilize the resources out there? Because there's a lot of resources out there, and
There's a lot.
there's a lot. And I can't even today, for example, I'm so blessed. Like I had an opportunity that I happened to meet and join a nonprofit as well. And they invited me to a conference today where we spoke on exactly this: nonprofit grants, nonprofit funding, because nonprofits make up, I believe they are top three for employers within Canada. The first being, is it manufacturing? The second being real estate, and the third is nonprofit, because the amount of volunteers and the amount of people that do employ themselves through nonprofits and just through volunteering their time, it makes up such a large amount,
Yeah.
like statistically, which I didn't know. And I just said, wow, hmm, there's
It
there's
That's interesting to know, definitely for
yeah,
sure.
there's just so much to learn, Shon. And the only way you can really learn more is just by being open and me, putting yourself in a space where you can learn more and being open to that information. And I think that's what the fragmentation is. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a doctor. I don't examine people, but I'll say I'm just a girl who has stepped into entrepreneurship, who has a passion for wanting to see people like myself succeed, people like-minded like you, Shon, succeed, and then facilitating that environment. Because for a long time I didn't have
Yeah.
that environment, and people didn't support me, and people don't understand what I'm doing, and people say a lot of things. We're humans. We naturally judge, and that's the first instinct. And I'll be real, right? Like, it took me a long time to learn that about people, and then to learn about me that, oh, hey, maybe I am judging some people sometimes, and maybe I shouldn't do that, because you never know who I might actually,
Yeah,
you
like that's super important. I
know?
feel like I have the same type of thing, before I used to be very like judgmental, and like obviously again, like we're not perfect, like we all have our issues, but I think that's why we always have to keep reminding ourselves to be better people. And I think for someone like myself, being like, Christian as well, being like a child of God, like always having to like remake myself every single day,
Yeah.
just like, okay, it's a new journey, like I'm being reborn, and I have to like get rid of all like that negativeness, like
Yeah.
get rid of all that stuff, and just realize like, someone might not be going through a good time, so like who am I to just immediately judge? And like to even piggyback about the whole fragmentation thing you mentioned about Sometimes it's about people finding like the right resources, or maybe like they don't know that there's more out there. Like one thing that I don't believe in is like gatekeeping. Like if I go to some event and like I hear information, like I will share with people, because the way I see it is that you could probably give everyone, or better, for example, let's use yourself, Christina. You can give the full blueprint of the Caribbean Network to an aspiring like entrepreneur. It's like, okay, this is what we did, but bada bing, bada boom, A, B, C, D. The only thing that would make a difference is if they actually applied what you said. If they just heard it and it went in one ear and the other, you feel no harm, because it's like, hey, it's what you do. So if nothing comes about it, then you can't complain saying like, oh, you guys don't share information. Again, I don't want to generalize, because again, there's so much things out there that there might be places that are like not allowing any gatekeeping. But a lot of events I've gone to, like I've heard the same exact thing. It's like, oh, how did you able to execute this campaign? Well, you know, it's just you gotta be persistent. You know, you just gotta. I'm like, we ain't trying to hear that nonsense. I'm sorry, like we're not trying to hear like, oh, just keep going. It's like, no, I need like detail for detail. Like, okay, we booked this call, we talked to this person. Like sometimes stuff like that, you never know who could be in the room that will actually apply that exact same strategy. So it's important to share, to be open, to find resources, and pass along with different people.
Well said. Well said. And yeah, like to go back, that you're so well said. And I think that goes back to like your core values, and then establishing that just as a person, especially here within entrepreneurship. Because if you don't, it will come through eventually, whether or not you want it to show. Something will happen within your business or just within your personal development that shows you who your character is. And you have to be ready to face that. And if you're not ready to face that, you don't reach the levels of actual elevation that you want to achieve. And that's what I found. Safe room. That's my truth, you know.
Clock it. Just
that took a lot of darkness, a lot of shadow, a lot of looking at me, a lot of insecurity. I'm very insecure sometimes. That's an interesting fact, you know, and I think we all are, and that comes from somewhere. So yeah, just deep diving into like these parts of us that think there's a fragmentation, because is there really a fragmentation?
Yeah, honestly, like I feel like we're getting so deep that it's like I feel like we have to
let me stop there.
Y'all ain't ready for that. There might have to be like a part 2, low key. There might have to be a part 2 of this conversation.
Next week, safe room, come through, and we'll continue.
Yeah, we'll continue from there. But I'm seeing all the love. I'm seeing all the love in the comments. Kavan like going crazy in the comment section with the applause, the snaps.
That's so great.
To come out of survivor mode as well.
Yes. Survival mode, yes, and fixing your nervous system. That I wanted to do as well. That was a trip for me.
There's definitely a lot there. Yeah. So just quickly, I have a couple things before we wrap things up. So one thing that we like to do on the show, and just a quick reminder, if you guys are just coming in, again, it's your boy Shon Williams, aka Mr. President, the Safe Room, here with Christina, the chair of the Caribbean Network. We've had a fantastic conversation. One thing we like to do, Christina, is a little bit of role play. Now, the way this works is like, let's just pretend I'm someone who's coming up with a business, right? Up to you. And I'm looking to join the directory. We're going to kind of do a little bit of like, I guess, some drama class in a way. So just a little bit of acting, and to make things a little bit more interesting. Like, I won't be me. Like, this is not Shon you're talking to. You'll be talking to someone different. If you want, you can give me a name of someone off the top of your head that I would be acting as.
It's okay. Just pick a fake name. There's no one I can think of. I can't think of anybody.
All right, you know what? Let's go with Chris. I'm Chris.
Yeah, Chris. I like that. Yeah.
Okay, perfect,
Okay.
perfect. So, we're gonna try this out, and just kind of treat it as if, like, again, any other person is coming
Yeah.
up, just how you would handle the conversation. Because I do want people who maybe listening, maybe they have their own business, maybe they're thinking of joining the Caribbean Network. They can get a sense of just how you would mingle, how you would
Yes.
interact.
I love it. Great. Okay, let's go.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Hey Christina, I'm Chris. It's so nice to meet you. So I have this very interesting business. So what I do is I do a lot of video production.
Mhm.
And what I'm trying to do with this video production company is hopefully create videos for people. So that way it's kind of like their own little documentary in a way. It's like I kind of film them, and this is a way
Mhm.
for them to like do promotion. And I really focus a lot on like artists and creators because I feel like they're the most expressive type
Ooh.
of people to like share their stories. So I try to do like, okay, maybe 10 to 15-minute videos, film it from there and like give it for them as like marketing, or maybe they want to share about a project that they're doing. And it's been going pretty well. I just started it. I've been getting a good amount of clients, and I heard a little bit about the Caribbean Network, and I wanted to know a little bit more about what you guys do. Maybe if I'm
Yeah.
able to join the directory. I know there's like an exclusive list, so I'm just curious. It's just like, what does that look like?
You're so nice. Well, first off, congratulations on such an amazing business. That's amazing. And you sound like you know exactly what it is that you're doing and what you're looking for as well, which is perfect for me because I can help you with exactly what it is that you're looking for. So I am chair of the Caribbean Network. We are a business directory, and essentially, what we're looking for is Caribbean entrepreneurs who are looking to network, to collaborate, to partner, and to potentially offer job opportunities if that's something that you would be interested in. Some mentor, some mentee opportunities, again, if that's something that you're interested in. And if you're just looking to showcase your business, to market your business on another platform, I would love to be able to support you with that. So usually what I like to do is if you want, I can take your number, grab your Instagram, and I'll give you a call or we can chat. And I would love to be able to explore how it is that I can help you out with your goals. It's great.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll definitely give you all the information. So, that way we'll have it on deck. And, again, I love the work that you're doing. Maybe there's a way like I could do something for you guys if that's an option. I mean, again, since I mentioned that I do a lot of like video production to help artists and creators, I know this would kind of be a little bit out of my field, but I would love to do something on the Caribbean Network where like I could film something for you guys, and you guys can use it as like a marketing piece. So I mean, that could be a
Wow.
possibility.
I love that. That's amazing. You know what? I think I will take you up on that offer. We do have an event that I would like to do. I would like to do a big gala, black tie event, have all of the businesses come through, and we get all fancy dressed up, get a nice live music, some calypso music, and you doing the videography would be super cool, I think. So I would yeah, we can chat about that if that's something that you would be open to. I would love to. That's a great point.
All right. Thank
Yeah,
you so much, Christina. I really
love it.
appreciate it. I'm looking
Of
forward
course.
to reconnecting, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Chris. It was a pleasure. We'll be in touch. Sounds
Okay.
good.
Scene. That was
Yeah,
perfect.
that was good. That was good. That was
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that's what I say, man. I'm very open to everybody. I would like to know the more people I connect with, the better. Like, I connect with everybody.
Yeah. I see Kavan saying like forgot it was a role play for a second. It was so
Ah,
genuine. It was like, wait, hold
yeah,
on.
I thought he was serious. Yeah, I forget sometimes. I just it was. Oh my
To
gosh.
be fair, that's what everyone says. Like because I love drama. Like that was like my thing back in high school.
Yeah.
I love
I love that.
acting and everything like that. So like I know how to get into character for stuff like this. So people actually believe like, hold on, Sean. Like, wait a minute, are we sorting out a deal right now, or are we just like still acting? I can't tell.
That was good. That was good. Yeah, that was good.
Thank you.
Thank you
Appreciate
very much,
appreciate
Sean.
it.
It was
Of
a pleasure.
course. Well, yeah, that's everything I have for today. So, Christina, again, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate just your time, your energy, your knowledge, your wisdom, just everything. This was such a fun and entertaining conversation. Before we hop off, please let the lovely people where they can find you on social media.
Yes, my personal Instagram is Tina Persaud. So Christina Persaud. If you search up Christina Persaud, it usually does show up at some point. And the Caribbean Network is the Caribbean Network on Instagram as well as LinkedIn. My LinkedIn is Christina Persaud as well. Yeah, my email is the Caribbean Network at gmail.com. So if you have any inquiries, and we also have our website, thecaribbeannetwork.ca. So you can check it out there, thecaribbeannetwork.ca. That's THENN. THECRIBBEANN, two N's, ETWORK.ca. And if you go on the website, you will see our sign up option to join our directory. You're welcome to go through it and to sign up if you'd like, and then you will receive a call from me and we will chat about potential collaborative opportunities, whatever it is that you're looking to do. I'm here to support. I'm not sure what happened. There he is.
Oh, don't worry.
I just shamelessly plugged myself.
That's the production side of things. Like that's what we do here on Love Bay Radio. So.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, nice. All right.
Yeah, like a little fancy schmancy. Before it used to be all me, but now it's like I can just sit back and relax.
Thank you, Ty B, right?
Yeah, TYB. Shout out to
TYB. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. Thank you, Christina. I really appreciate your time. Thank you to everyone listening again. If you want to follow us on Instagram, we're at the Safe Room Official on IG. If you want to check out my personal page, it's a little inactive right now for good reason. Like, listen, just like Christina mentioned, I'm also an artist and I'm creative. I'm also a storyteller. There's a reason why it's inactive, because I want to come back with a bang. I want to come back with good content. So it is what it is. And again, as another reminder, again, Cheers to 5, September 20th. You don't have your ticket. What are you doing? You need to come out and celebrate 5 years of the Safe Room with me, with Christina, with Chanel, with everyone here. All right, so go to the Instagram page, head to my bio again at the Safe Room Official RSVP. We have a great crowd coming out September 20th, 6 to 11, 309 Cherry Street. I'm going to keep repeating it. In fact, I'm probably going to post something later on tonight for another reminder. Listen, I'm at your head top, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not playing around. Like, we are here. We are here, and we're going to be promoting it until the day of. But until then, make sure you guys tune in next week to your favorite show here on Love Bay Radio. Until then, we'll see you guys next time.